Hi, this is Matthew Almeida. The elections are approaching. 7th of May is the day when Goa will vote. And you must have already made up your mind whom you are going to vote for. I too have made up my mind. Please listen to me. Think again and take a decision. I know that they talk about progress, building bridges, and so on. And whatever tunnels were made got destroyed. The bridges were made, were some of them falling. Stadiums that were built were getting flooded. And more so, it is about a democracy, about the idea of India that it is. What is it? Of course, people are talking about expenses, that everything is become expensive. Margai वाढल्या, पेट्रोल वाढले, सिलेंडराचे दाम वाढले. जो basic आमचे वस्तू, basic things that we use in our kitchen, in our homes have become expensive. आमची GDP वाढल्या म्हणतात ते. Our GDP has increased. But what about per capita income? And of course, I know you are going to tell me, Palki Sharma Upadhyay, in a debate in London, she said that even per capita income has increased. But what no one spoke about is the per capita expenditure. त्या दिसांनी जी टूथपेस्ट मेळटाली ती 5 रुपयांनी 10 रुपयांनी मेळटा, आता 20 रुपयांनी मेळटा. ह्यो वस्तू म्हारग जायत रावतात कित्याक तीच टूथपेस्ट घोडये पयलीं 4 रुपयांनी 2 रुपयांनी मेळटाली जायत. पूण कितें आहा जाणा, जशी म्हारगाई वाडटा, इनकमूय वाडोवंक जायो. There should be scope for increase in income, but there is no scope for increase in income for the past 10 years. I am a working man, and like many of others also will be working people, and we know how it has impacted our lives. So here's the thing, here's the narration, what has happened from 2014 to now 2024. First of all, price rise. The government just came and dumped something called GST that increased taxes instead of reducing the taxes and made our lives miserable. That when we are buying something, especially if we are going to restaurants, places, or if we are buying some electronics, there's a lot of taxes on that. And that's why it's becoming difficult for people to have leisure. When we talk of development, it's just not infrastructure. It's just not building some roads and bridges and stadiums. When we talk about development, it means when we build infrastructure, we have employment. When we have employment, we have proper salaries, increase in salaries, stable salaries. When we have income, we also have equal rights for everyone, freedom for everyone, no discriminations. But here in our country, we see that only few percent of people, I think 1 or 2% of people are so rich, while the rest is poor. Around 20% of our people are okay, well-to-do, while the 80% are struggling, and a lot of them are very poor who cannot even manage a single meal a day. This is not yet done with. Then we come to human rights. When we talk of freedom, we talk about freedom of speech, freedom of belief, freedom of religion, freedom of the press, journalists. All this comes under development. GST made a big impact on the economy side of it. But then we have more things that impacted and affected our other areas of our life. What is it? They came up with demonetization. Demonetization made our life miserable. We had to stand in line to exchange those notes for the new ones. थोड्यांचे जे धंदे असलेले तांचेर मार बसलो. धंदो देंवलो, लोक घेयना जालो. हे जाता जाता 2 वर्सांपासून ताचो जो इफेक्ट आसलो तो आमकां गमतालो. कामां सोदूंक तरणाटे भोंवतात. हांवूय तातूंतलो एकलो. I am also one of those who went to search jobs. But in Goa, the jobs that you go to search would only give you salary even now from 12 to 16,000 as base salary. Is that enough? That is not enough. And then the company doesn't increase your salary. Why? And then I realized this is what had happened, and thanks to the Supreme Court. ह्या सरकारान इलेक्टोरल बॉन्ड्स म्हणून काढले. इलेक्टोरल बॉन्ड्स कितें? कोणाकूय जाय जाल्यार दान दिवंक सोदतात हे पॉलिटिकल पार्टीक, तांच्यांनी ते बॉन्ड दिवपाचे. आतां कोण खंयचे पार्टीक दिता ते ताकाच खबर आसता आनी बँकेक खबर आसता, पार्टीक खबर आसना अशें म्हटलेलें. ताचेर ते अमकें नांव येना, तांच्या अकाउंटांत डायरेक्ट वचना. ते बॉन्ड्स वचोन ते रिडीम करपाचे. कितल्यो कंपनीज करोडांनी पयसो हे पॉलिटिकल पार्टींक दितात आनी आपले जे एम्प्लॉई आसात तांच्यो सॅलरी वाडोवंक तांचे कडेन पयशे ना. ते गिव मनी एज इलेक्टोरल बॉन्ड्स टू पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज, crores of money, but have no money to increase the salaries of the employees. त्या उपरांत आनी एक आमचेर पेज आयलो, COVID-19 लॉकडावन. राहुल गांधी असले लिडर सांगताले डिमॉनिटायझेशन जाल्यार तुवें इकॉनॉमीची हाल केला, आयकोंक ना. जीएसटी तुवें हाडलें, तुवें तो पोत्तून हाल केला, आयकोंक ना. लॉकडावन, COVID-19 स्प्रेड जातालो, कोरोना व्हायरस. राहुल गांधी असले मनीस म्हणटाले लॉकडावन करपाक तयारी कर, पयशे काडून दवर, लोकांक ते जेवणाचे खाणाचे बंदोबस्त करपाक तयारी स्टार्ट करा, लॉकडावन करुया नाजाल्यार चड जातले. आयकोंक ना. They did not listen, and suddenly this man comes and then says from so and so day onwards, within 2-3 days, it's lockdown. Where would people go? The same way this man did it for demonetization, same thing was done. Last minute announcement. And we were all in panic. Once again, economy went down. So 3 times it hit our economy. त्या दिसांनी 2020 माझे भाशेन म्हाका दिसता दुसरे आसतले एक गोष्ट काडले. आनी हालींच आतां सुप्रीम कोर्टान हे इलेक्टोरल बॉन्ड भायर मारले तेन्ना अनकॉन्स्टिट्युशनल म्हटलें ताका, तेन्ना सगळी आमकां माहिती मेवली. वी गॉट द होल इन्फॉर्मेशन. एंड लूक, इन द लॉकडावन when we were struggling to make a single rupee, this political party was taking crores of money from companies. Same companies which are actually going into losses but giving double the amount as electoral bonds. Companies which gave electoral bonds to this party got government contracts. While we were finding it difficult to maintain a crippling roof from our house, while the walls are breaking down and we don't have money to repair those walls, this political party, the BJP, was building luxurious offices for itself. It had money to buy MLAs from other parties to enter their party. It had money to buy MPs. It had money to buy plots. It had money to buy anything. And while our poor people, some of them, the laborers from other states were in Goa, we have seen, they were walking and going home. Some of them died on the way. There were dead bodies in the Ganga river, the Ganga which many Hindus, all Hindus consider it as sacred. Then what happened? We heard about rapes, Katwa, Hathras, so many other places. And in many of these rape cases, the BJP people were involved. What action was taken? Nothing. These girls who were raped, murdered, they died. And without even doing proper post-mortem, no proper investigation, no FIR filed, they were cremated. Evidence was cleared. Remember Brij Bhushan, whose son has got the ticket now from the same constituency, from BJP. The wrestlers, the women wrestlers were complaining about him. Who gave a listening ear to them? Just before the lockdown, Students from the JNU, Delhi University, they were protesting. The government had come with CAA, NRC, created a chaos. Students were arrested and put behind bars. But the rapists were not arrested. Those who looted money are not arrested. And once COVID-19 lockdown got over, we had the big issue of Manipur, a state where beautiful people stay. I have a lot of friends from Manipur. Some of them I have worked with. They are my colleagues and friends. It's been more than a year. I am not in touch with them. Can't use phone, no internet. We don't know what's happening. Some people from other states try to travel there, but they don't know where they are staying now, because they have been shifted from their houses. Their houses are burnt. Churches and temples are burnt. We don't know anything what is happening in Manipur. A beautiful state just destroyed like that. And our Prime Minister had no time to say a single word. He had no time to say anything about the women that were paraded naked. And we say that India is developing. People are saying that terrorist attacks have reduced in India from the time this present government has come. But in local newspapers, there are so many incidents, and even other news channels, so many incidents are reported of terror attacks. Terror attacks have increased. And then, what about our freedom? Look at the news channels today. They are rubbish. Total rubbish. Look at the freedom of the other politicians who oppose this ruling government. They are put behind bars. Alright, they are politicians. You may accuse them of corruption. But those activists who fought for the rights of poor people, tribals, they were put behind bars. I will never forget Father Stan Swami, a Jesuit priest who was fighting for the rights of the tribals of Jharkhand, where in Jharkhand he is looked up with great respect. At the age of 84, when he had Parkinson's disease, he was put in jail without any case being filed, with no investigation, nothing. And charge sheet was made much later. When he was complaining again and again about his health, he got COVID. He was not feeling well. He was asking that he be sent to his loved ones at his home, where he could spend time and peacefully die. They did not allow him to die even in peace. He died in custody. The government killed him. What evidence did they found till now about him, against him, that he can be termed as anti-national? My dear friends, before you go to vote, think of all these things.